In the fall of 1979, Iranian suits broke into the American embassy in Iran, took dozens of people hostage and kept them there for a long time. Not only that, but it terrorized people all across the world. It set even more tension between the United States and Iran, and it challenged Jimmy Carter's presidency. This was the Iran hostage crisis, an event that changed the course of America. Now, let's back up a little bit. This hostage crisis didn't come out of nowhere. It was many years of conflict between the United States and Iran. In 1953, the U.S. helped topple Iran's elected prime minister, replacing him with Mohammad Reza Shah Pahlavi, or more commonly known as the Shah. The Shah was friendly to the U.S., particularly when it came to resources like oil. He was also very well known in Iran. He was a brutal leader that had his secret police torture and kill people. Opposition of the Shah began to grow over time. Then, in 1979, the Shah and his family fled Iran, never to return. In the spring of that year, a religious leader, the Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini, took power. This was known as the Iranian Revolution. Khomeini established a new government, and himself and those who supported it had nothing but hate for the U.S. After the Shah had left Iran, he went from country to country until one day he received a cancer diagnosis, and he wanted to travel to the U.S. to receive the best medical care. President Jimmy Carter didn't want to agree to help the Shah, but was forced under pressure by a group of elder statesmen led by Henry Kissinger and David Rockefeller. The Shah arrived at the New York hospital on October 22, 1979. Just as Jimmy Carter had predicted, giving shelter to the Shah angered the Iranian revolutionaries a lot. So much so that on November 4th, 1979, a group of protesters attacked the U.S. Embassy in Iran. The group took 63 people at the embassy hostage. Later, 3 more people were found at the Iranian Foreign Ministry, now having 66. 13 days later, Khomeini ordered the release of 13 hostages, as well as 1 more on medical grounds. The remaining 52 were going to have a very long stay. They were held in the same embassy where they had once worked. No hostages were killed, but they weren't treated well either. The U.S. demanded the release of the hostages, but Iran didn't budge. Then, Iran demanded the Shah be shipped to them. The U.S. didn't budge either. In April of 1980, President Carter wanted to try a new plan, so he authorized a military rescue mission, also known as Operation Eagle Claw. Problems occurred like weather conditions and technical difficulties causing the mission to be a failure, leaving President Carter and America completely embarrassed. During this time, President Carter was also in an election with his battle opponent Ronald Reagan, who attacked him on his weakness in the situation. Election day had arrived and hostages were still being kept, but in the US, Ronald Reagan had completely swept President Carter in votes. The US and Iran decided to go back to the bargaining table. In exchange for lifting the embargo, Iran agreed to free the hostages. So, just hours after Ronald Reagan had taken office, the former hostages became free men and women again. This hostage crisis lasted 444 days. It was a very tough time for not only the US, but President Carter as well. This event was very tragic for the United States. It caused people to fear for their safety. Jimmy Carter's presidency was scrutinized, and tension rose between the United States and Iran. However, despite all of these tragedies, all hostages were eventually freed. Ronald Reagan had taken presidency, and the United States began to grow stronger as a country.